So we're welcoming today filmmaker Tal Inbar. Tal, the last time we saw you was just about a month ago at the Claremont 14 for the San Diego International Jewish Film Festival, and you were here with some student filmmakers from Tel Aviv. You were brought over by Susan Lapidus and the Murray Gallinson San Diego Israel Initiative. Thanks to Susan and Mitch for bringing you here. We were talking. It was a beautiful sunny day in San Diego. And since then, a lot has happened in your life. I know you recently got home. Why don't you just tell us what you've been doing since you left San Diego towards the end of February?
Hi, thank you for inviting me. So since I left San Diego, I was traveling a little bit I went to meet some friends in San Francisco, which was pretty great. And and I went to travel with a friend from a film school that she's a friend of mine for a few years now. We went to discover Cuba. We had the chance to travel just before everything collapsed. So
Wow.
it was pretty amazing. And the thing about Cuba is you don't really have Wi-Fi the whole time. You have like glimpse of Wi-Fi. You need to buy like a ticket for Wi-Fi. So it was really bizarre to get the whole process of what's going on in the world now, like the corona and the crisis. And so it was like in short bits. So I think now when I arrived home, I actually realized it better, the situation. Now I'm more connected. I don't know what's more balanced, so I have to figure it out.
Well, and then obviously, usually if we'd have this conversation, it would be through, at the JCC, at the Lawrence Family JCC, Jacobs Family Campus, and you'd be joining us uh, probably via the film festival, which is a program of the San Diego Center for Jewish Culture. We'd be in the Garfield Theater, or we'd be in the library or somewhere. And now, obviously, things are much different. Here we are talking. You got home to Tel Aviv about a week ago, a little less than a week ago. Is that right?
A week ago. Yeah,
And
since then I'm in quarantine.
and how long are you going to continue to be quarantined?
I have a week left, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not really gonna change like in a week because everything is pretty like everyone shut down everything. Everyone's working from home. A lot of people is not working, and people are in the dark. Like nobody knows what's going to happen,
Right.
and so it's not that I am in a special situation. It's like everyone in this together and trying to figure out like what's the next step. And
Well, let's
so
talk about that. For you as a filmmaker, you're quarantined in your apartment now. What has that been like for you mentally, emotionally, and have you had any creative impulses while home? What's going on in your mind?
So at the beginning, I had a lot of fear of missing out because I saw all those creative minds creating and producing, and I was like, "What? Why am I not like making anything?" And then I started to enjoy what other people do because I'm like a documentary, like I'm more into documenting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like as if other people make things that I'm just collecting, so it works for me and I'm enjoying the life better. But at the first fear that got into me was like fear of missing out, which is pretty weird. Like we're all in slowing down and thinking about like what are real motives now. This is how I feel
Mm-hmm.
uh, about the process the world is having. But I must admit that I had this, but now I'm like letting go and I'm enjoying what people are making. It's very creative what's going on like out there. A lot of story, like different storytelling that reacting to the situation, like someone that tells like a kids tale to explain the kids the situation, and some people who use old movies but changing the lyrics to for like a political protest. In Israel, there is like a really complicated situation now with the political issues as well. So it combines um, the Corona situation, the political situation, which is kind of crisis always goes together. Um, so I really enjoy other people's work now, and I'm trying to figure out like how it's going to affect. And I'm thinking about how am I going to collect and to tell like through other people's work, like the story that I see now, like in this is what's going on in my mind. Like this is how I'm working. So for now, I'm trying to just listen
And your
and
short
see how it
film,
goes.
sorry,
Yeah.
your
Oh,
short, your,
and for,
go ahead, please.
and for as for my last project that I was working on, which is like developing my short to a feature length film. So it's all stopped because all the foundings and everyone is like they really don't know what's going to happen with government foundings and everything. So it's still like somewhere in the dark, but I'm working on changing the like what's happening now affects everything. So I'm trying to realize what's the effect on my subject, like my shorts and my maybe someday will be feature length film,
Right.
a long story. So I'm
So
trying to
you,
realize what are the effects.
and you had been in the process though of taking the home front, which is your short, and building that into a
Mhm.
feature length film.
Yeah,
And
still in process. I'm the process is changing a little bit. It's like yeah,
but like you're saying,
trying
the
to figure
process is
out.
changing for everyone right now. And
Yes, of
so
course.
do you have friends, filmmakers and people working in the creative world who are actively doing things now in quarantine? How are
Yeah,
your friends? How
actually,
are you and your friends occupying your time?
oh, we're doing a lot of homework, watching movies we always said we did watch, and now we're really watching. And we give each other like I don't know playlist of films of a lot of Netflix. We do yoga, we cook for ourselves. We it's like there is always something to do. And friends of mine that are not in quarantine, they just got a permit to film inside the hospital, like where it really all happens. So they're working on on a web series to show like the what is really going on like in the front line. So it's pretty interesting. Actually, they're it's my producers that we're working on the feature length film. So I'm really proud. Like
Huh.
those are the people that I'm working with. They're very brave and very creative. So I wish I could go out and help them, but I still have to be a week at home. Everyone is a lot of people are doing creative like new festivals like online and sharing some tips and ideas and willing to help. It feels like a lot of solidarity out there in the art world, in the creative world in Israel. And there is even a group on Facebook that's called Art in the Days of Corona in Hebrew. I can send you like the how to search for it,
Yeah.
and they share a lot of links of like exhibition in museum around the world that it's open now for free to people to get inspiration and to some ideas what to make at home and like to some subjects to write about or to collaborate. it's it's pretty amazing. People are willing to share and to create, and it's good vibes. It seems pretty good. Like people, the floor is moving in a good
That's good.
direction.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So you think there'll probably be, or there might be, a lot to come out of this
Yeah.
atmosphere, both politically and globally, really, with the pandemic and with the political issues. So how does it feel to be inside with so much going on outside? Does What do you think you'd be doing if you weren't quarantined right now? And what are you thinking about doing a week from now when you're able to get back out?
I for sure I'll go to the beach. I'll sneak to, like, it's not really allowed. They tell you to stay in because if everyone will go, just look at the beach. It will be a lot of people
Right.
at the beach, right? Because no one has nothing to do now. So they ask people to stay inside, and I understand it because they don't want like I understand like everything. So I'll try my best to keep stay at home and to try to work from home, but I'll take a walk to the beach and I'll visit like my friends. I really want to visit my grandma, but I'm too afraid. So I don't know. This is the thing that bothered me the most, like my grandma. I
Mhm.
don't know like how many days it will take until it's over and I can't meet her.
Sure.
And yeah, I think I'll go to the sun a little bit. Today was a sunny day, but it was a week of raining. Um, I don't know. The world is getting crazy. It's like the world is celebrating we're at home, right? Like not doing any pollution. It's
It's
kind of
true.
embarrassing.
It's true. But it is, and then, like you said,
But yeah.
it's so
Mhm.
important now for the social distancing to remain, and even after quarantines are lifted, or here in the U.S. when there's a shelter at home in place, if everybody just runs out as soon as it's lifted, that
Yeah.
the impact won't be, the impact could be very deleterious, and any positive gains we've made are going to slip away. So we've
Yeah.
got the beach here too, and I know there've been a lot of people out there, and probably more than there should be. Um, so your
Mhm.
apartment's a safe place for you right now.
Well, yeah, everyone should like try their best. I know like it wouldn't be necessarily the best situation if everyone will be like very depressed. It would be another problem. So everyone should be just as much as they can, but really look deep into your heart and really do as much as you can because now it's like the time to be to to reach a hand and to help the
Yeah.
society
So
as
what
much as you can.
films, what do you recommend for people who are at home right now? What films have you been watching? What's available streaming that you and your friends have been doing your homework on and watching? What do you recommend?
So there is I don't know if you have it like on Netflix, but in Israel, we have it, like we have different Netflix VPN, I think it's called. So there is Uncut Gems.
Hmm.
Have you seen this one?
I
It's
ha-
pretty new.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's great.
That's the Adam Sandler
It's with
one,
Adam
correct?
Sandler.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's great. It's so different from what he usually does. And then it's like it depends. Um, it depends. Like if I give some it depends what people want to see because if I see like my friend is like in a really bad mood, I tell her to see Monty Python and the Holy Grail because it has like a lot of nonsense humor and it talks about like human behavior, so it can get related to some situations now, but it's always funny and it's a good distraction. But if I want to like if I see a friend that is more in the mood for like confronting the situation and take responsibility, so I tell him to watch. There is the Dirty Money. It's like I think it's now the second episode. It reveals some scandals and it's pretty amazing. They do amazing job like all over the world, like where the money goes and following the money and the
Oh,
scams and how it affects like from like the top politicians to the less most simple um, farmer in those countries. Even it most like it always ends in the U.S. So it's very it would be very interesting for you to watch.
so you said you
And
follow the dirty money and it always ends up in the U.S. That's what we're getting at,
well, I, it's it passes through Israel as well. It's like
right?
we're all in the same world, but because the U.S. is so strong and it's so big, so the economy system there it makes the money moves.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Well, those are
So it's easy to forget when you're not handling the consequences when it's not right there in front of you. So it's a really strong like I saw some really strong episodes which some of them are like so-so, like the one on Trump. I don't know, wasn't like something super new but some of them are amazing. You should totally watch
Okay.
that. And yeah, there are some great, I don't know, what, like
Well,
what kind of
you gave
movies
us
do you
three great
like?
recommendations there already. Really, think about Uncut Gems and
Yeah.
Adam Sandler. You're probably stuck either in New York or California, so come join us and talk to us about that and some of the other films. Tal will be here in Tel Aviv. We can all talk.
Amazing. I think something about him like changed. He made like such a great character with a lot of depth. Is amazing.
Yeah.
Like he's wow. And oh, and there is another movie I saw lately, which my grandma told me to watch. My grandma is Argentinian, and she saw it's called Don Pepe. It's with Kosturica. He's
Hmm.
interviewing last um, the last prime minister of Uruguay, and it's amazing. It gives you the history and it's an amazing character. This guy, it's pretty good. It's on
Those are
Netflix as
great
well.
recommendations, especially for everybody stuck inside now. And we'll be sure to link those recommendations to this video, to the posts, especially our underwriters, those who support the Arts and Ideas program, the underwriters of our film festival. It's their generosity that's allowing us to do this and allows us to put on all of our events. So it's terrific. Just and beyond that, beyond our patrons, everybody who's going to tune in and watch this, get some fresh ideas from Tal on what to do. So for people who want to follow you, how can they keep track of what you're doing? Or
Actually, I'm not very active in Instagram, but I probably will start soon because I realize it's fun
Mhm.
now when I have too much time at home. So I have the Instagram. I can send you the link so
Okay.
you can. And yeah, and I can answer there if someone is looking for, I don't know, any recommendations for maybe Israeli movies or in any, I don't know, if anyone has any question or would like to check some, I don't know.
That's great. Well,
I'm very
we'll find
available.
you on Instagram with our Lawrence Family JCC account. We'll find you on Facebook, and we'll link up with you there. And that way, anybody who's got some questions and wants to know a little bit more, or maybe share their thoughts on your movie recommendations, we're all here. We're all in it together now. So,
Totally.
Tal, thank you for your time. Have a safe and peaceful and productive week that remains. I hope everything is going well with your grandmother and that you get to see her soon too, and your family is all healthy and well. And great to see you. Different circumstances, but we'll keep in touch and we'll get through this together.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tal.